Hi, welcome to this year's Vlogtober. It's still quite early in the morning. I have done my early morning chores, as in I've let out the chickens, and if you can hear a funny scratching noise, the cat is at the window. I've let out the chickens and lit the stove because it's quite chilly in the house today. So I'm just having a sit down with a little bit of knitting on my waffle cardigan and a cup of cocoa because it is quite chilly, although it's cooling down quite quickly in the window as well, because we have stone windowsills in here which we do intend to replace. They seemed a good idea at the time, but they are quite cold, so it is cooling down quite quickly. I'm not sure what else I have planned for today, but for Vlogtober there will be the usual things that I tend to do each year, plus extra stuff. So I'm sure there will be making my Christmas cake in there somewhere, and there will be planting out the garlic, which gets done every October or around this sort of time of year, sometime between September and November. And yeah, I have a couple of DIY renovation projects I want to do. If you don't know, we have been renovating the cottage that we live in for about, oh, how long would it be now? 12 years? 14 years? Something like that. It's quite a long process, and my light is a little bit strange in here today because it is quite gloomy. But we keep doing it in kind of stops and starts, so like last year we didn't really do much on the house because we had other projects happening, and the beginning half of this year has been the same. But now that the winter months are setting in, we'll be wanting to get a few bits and pieces done. So I'm hoping to do, we have a hallway that we kind of built last year, but I haven't actually decorated it. It's only had a coat of paint basically. So there is that I'd like to do, and some other bits and pieces as well. Other than that, I'm not sure. We'll just have to see what we get up to. still have quite a lot of tomatoes coming out the garden at the moment, well, out the greenhouse. It's been a weird sort of year for the crops this year. Everything's a little bit late. I think it's just because we had such a dull, non-sunny kind of summer, so everything's ripening quite slowly. So because I have so many tomatoes still coming out the greenhouse, I am going to make some pizza sauce. I'm probably not for tonight's tea, but I might put some in the fridge for later in the week. Otherwise, it'll just go in the freezer, it'll be fine. These ones are a new variety we've tried growing this year. They are orange, banana, plum tomatoes. I haven't tried cooking them in pizza sauce yet, so we'll see how they come out. I'll probably add some onion, garlic, bit of grated carrot. I'm not sure if I'm going to put any peppers in or just leave tomato yet, but I'll see how I go. Pretty much, well, I think all of the liquid is now evaporated off on the sauce, so it's cooled down a bit, and I'm going to put half of it in a jar to go in the fridge to be used this week, and I'll put half it in a container for the freezer for a later date. Another thing I have to do is I have some jars of chutney. The I made them I have to admit, I made these a few weeks ago and they are still sitting around waiting to be labelled. So I am going to write some labels out and pop them on these jars and then finally get them put away in storage.